you already doubted yourself before they even finished the sentence. Like you were already halfway to maybe I'm wrong before they got the words out. That's not you being sensitive. That's not a you problem. That's what happens when someone has been slowly, quietly messing with your head. And the worst part is, they know it's working. They can see it on your face. Stay with me for a sec, because I really wish someone had just pulled me aside and said this stuff out loud. Real quick though, you're not stupid. I need to say that first, because smart people go through this. Emotionally strong people go through this. People who've done the therapy, bought the books, who genuinely know what gaslighting is, still go through this. And honestly, it works on you because you're a decent person. That thing where you stop mid-argument and go, okay, but wait, am I being fair right now? That quality, the one that makes you a good friend, a good partner, that's the exact thing getting used against you. You're not the problem, but they need you to keep thinking you are. That's the whole game. You know that feeling though, right? You get into it with this person, and somehow you're the one apologizing at the end. And you're standing there like, how did that happen? 1 second, you had a completely valid point. Then you were explaining yourself, then defending yourself, then you were just somewhere else entirely. And then later that night, you're in bed, you grab your phone and you type, "Am I overreacting?" You've done that. I know you have. Because the people who actually care about being fair are always the ones doing that search at 2 a.m. every single time. And nobody just sits you down and tells you how to stop it. Okay, so here's where things shift. 3 responses. That's literally it. And they're not big, dramatic, blow everything up kind of things. They're short, they're calm. First time I heard them, I honestly thought, wait, that's it? It seems too simple. It's not too simple, I promise you that. But, and I'm serious, don't jump ahead yet. You need to understand something first. Because if you don't get why these conversations always feel like quicksand, you're going to use the responses wrong. And it's not that you're bad at arguing, it's not that you need to calm down more. It's something way more intentional than that. Okay, so picture this. Someone sneaks into your house while you're asleep and sets up a fog machine. And every morning, you wake up and it's just a little harder to see. You start bumping into stuff, furniture you know is there. You've lived in this house for years. You know exactly where that table is. But the fog, though. And this person is just standing right there watching you trip, going, "Babe, I don't see any fog. Are you okay? You're kind of scaring me right now." And eventually, you stop trusting your own eyes. That's not just a metaphor. That's actually what's happening in your brain. Slow, deliberate. The whole point is to make you the unreliable one in every room. And here's the thing nobody tells you. The fog doesn't just clear up on its own. There's a switch somewhere. You just didn't know where to find it. These 3 responses, that's the switch. The reality anchor. 4 words. I know what I experienced. That's it. No argument, no pulling up the receipts, no trying to walk them through exactly what happened step by step, because the second you start doing that, you've already lost. Now you've handed them the courtroom. Now you're on trial for your own feelings, and somehow you have to prove that what you felt was real. Don't walk in there. Say it flat, the way you'd say, "It's cold outside." Just matter of fact, I know what I experienced. Not angry, not your voice cracking, just done. Just totally, completely done. And watch what happens to someone whose whole thing runs on your self-doubt when you just stop giving it to them. They don't know what to do, genuinely. They're used to you reaching for the rope, and you just didn't. Most people don't even try this because it feels too easy. I get it. But don't let simple fool you. This is the whole foundation. This is why it's called the reality anchor, because you're not moving. You're not drifting toward their version. You just planted right there in what you actually lived. Problem is, though, on its own, it's not enough. Because here's exactly what they do next. They escalate. Every time, without fail. Sometimes louder, sometimes, honestly, this is worse. They go quiet, wounded. Suddenly they're hurt. They bring up something from 3 years ago out of nowhere. They start asking if you've been okay lately, kind of implying maybe you're not. They get this look on their face like you just said something truly awful. And if you don't already have the next response in your back pocket, you fold, you go back, you apologize for bringing it up. Everything you just held on to, gone in under a minute. You can't stop at one response, not with this kind of thing. The narrative breaker. Okay, this is the one that actually changes the whole dynamic. We clearly remember this differently. I'm not going to keep debating what happened. Just take a second with that. You didn't say they were right. You didn't apologize. You didn't try one more time to make them understand. You just stepped out. Because what they actually want, what the whole setup is built around, is the loop. You explaining, getting emotional, getting louder or sadder, looking like the unstable one in the room while they stay perfectly calm. This one sentence kills the loop dead. That's what makes it the narrative breaker. They built a story where you're the problem, and you just refuse to keep performing inside it. The script they wrote for you, you just put it down, on the table, and walked back from it. And if they keep pushing, some of them absolutely will, by the way, you don't re-explain, you don't get louder, you don't get softer, you just move to the third response. The closed shop protocol. I'm not available for this conversation right now. And I want to spend a real minute here because this one gets dismissed the most, and it's actually the hardest to do right. Not, I need some space. Not, you're exhausting me. Not, I don't want to do this right now. All of that gets picked apart. All of it becomes proof of something wrong with you. Too emotional, too avoidant, too dramatic. Unavailable is different. It's not a feeling, it's a status. Think about what it means when a store has the closed sign up and the lights are off. You don't argue with the door. You don't stand outside explaining why they should open for you. The store isn't angry, it's not sad, it's just not open. That's what you're doing. You're not shutting down, you're not running away. You're operating on your own schedule now, not theirs. Here's what makes this hard in real life though, and I want to name it because nobody does. If this is your boss, you can't just walk out. If this is a parent, the closed shop still has to live in the same house. If it's a coworker, you've got 8 more hours in that building. The protocol doesn't change, your tone does. In those situations, the exit is smaller. It sounds like, I'll follow up on this later, or let me think about that and come back to you. You're not slamming a door, you're just stepping back from the counter, quietly, with nothing left to prove. And then, and this is the part people miss, you actually do it. You follow up on your own terms, at a time you chose, with the version of you that isn't rattled. That's where the real power is, not in the exit, in what you do after it. No big explanation, no emotion on display, just not open until you decide you are. So that's the 3, an anchor, a loop breaker, an exit. The reality anchor, the narrative breaker, the closed shop protocol. Now here's the thing nobody really warns you about. When you actually do this, it's gonna feel like you lost. There's no big moment. They don't suddenly get it. There's no confession. It's just quiet. Maybe they get distant. Maybe they get cold. And your brain, after everything it's been through with this person, is gonna read that quiet as failure. It's gonna tell you to go back in, explain better this time, soften it, just fix it. Don't. That quiet that feels so wrong, that's the fog clearing. Winning was never gonna feel like winning. Real control, the kind that actually holds, always feels like quiet. Remember how we started? You doubting yourself before they even got the words out? That wasn't just you. That was months, maybe years of being slowly trained to not trust yourself. Every time you said sorry for something you didn't do, every late night search, every topic you just stopped bringing up because the fallout wasn't worth it.
That was all training. And here's the only thing I really want you to take from this. Anything that gets trained in can get trained back out. You're not too sensitive. You're not the dramatic one. You're not crazy. You were just stuck inside someone else's fog machine and didn't know the switch existed. You know now. The reality anchor, the narrative breaker, the closed shop protocol. Not to blow things up, not to fix them, just to stay yours. And that's the one thing they never wanted you to get back. If there's someone in your life who always finds a way to make you feel like the problem, watch the next one. It goes somewhere this one couldn't.